Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining, everybody. Good to see everybody. All right, sounds like I got audio and video. I'm cooking with grease. Cooking with grease, yes. Yes. Ryan West, thanks for holding the door open for everybody. Appreciate it. Who's? Good morning, sir. Victor, good to see ya. Haven't seen you on the Discord in a while. Hope all is right. Let's see, Matt, good to see ya. Tad, good to see ya. Welcome, Blake from Down Under. Thanks for representing Aussies everywhere. Harrigan, morning. Good to see ya. Gabe, morning. Keith, good to see ya. Again, 2 in a row. Does that make you 2 in a row? You're a 2-timer now? Nelson, good to see ya. Ryan, like I said, Ryan twice, I think. I did, because he was the first individual. Laramie, morning. Or good evening, I guess, depending on your clock, your internal clock, if you will. Ooh, it's been a whole week and I have not had any soda. Cheers. No, this is not alcohol for breakfast. How's everybody doing? Ooh. Sporting the new BSerCon merch. Looking forward to it. Next week I'll be dice deep into some tabletop role-playing game goodness. I am running Deathmatch Island, and Alice is missing. The original Alice is missing, not the expanded version or the expansion. And then playing in Hoose's The Walking Dead, as well as Nelson's Delta Green game. I better make sure I didn't miss anybody. Nelson, I haven't checked. Do you have enough players in your Delta Green yet? Michael, good to see ya. Appreciate the 5x5, Blake. Morning, Mr. White. Lloyd, morning. I'm only here to get paid. Well, this is payment right here. This is what you get. So, if you're looking for monetary payment, yeah, well, that's not happening. Orcus Dorcas, I hope your house is not burning down. I don't think he is. I don't think he's in the thick of it, or he's either away from it or very much in the thick of it. But I got to imagine that if you're showing up here this morning, your porch isn't on fire. So stay safe out there, Californians. Keith saying, yep, second time. And to annoy Keith. Well, there you go. Yep, Titterpigs representing in the house for sure. Todd, good to see you. The sun rises over a battered nation, leaderless, divided, threatened by neighbors, and yet there is Saturdays with Sean, ever constant, never failing, a beacon in times of need. Yes, I don't even know what to say to our Canadian neighbors at this point. I mean, let's not go there. I appreciate it, Todd. Yes. Yep. Coffee and banana. Nice. Oof. Is that a good combination? That'd probably give me gas. Wayne, morning. Good to see you. Laramie says, I want to play Alice is Missing someday. I own it and would like to play it before I run it. I will run it for you, Laramie. If you get, I think I only need 4 players, and then I would facilitate it. So let me know. Roll 20. Yeah, I got this in like a goodie bag or something somebody gave me. Matt McElroy, who works for Drive Through, which is owner of Roll20. I think he was going around Gamehole.con, and he's a local individual here in Madison, and so he's like, here. And I said, okay. And I have a Roll20 plushie somewhere too, so I don't know what to tell you. This is like one of the few koozies I actually have, which is crazy in Wisconsin. Like, if you're in Wisconsin, usually you have a tray of koozies. Just saying. Is that what everybody else calls them? Koozies? I don't know. Maybe is that just a Wisconsin thing? I'm not sure. Michael Drescher in the house. Wow. Wow. Good to see you, my man. I hope all is well down south. I think you've moved to the are you in the Atlanta area? I think. Michael, good to see you. Michael Drescher, longtime friend of Brett and I from the Gaming and BS days, and run into him, ride up to his work when we were riding cycles, and he's the one that gave us the tour of Noble Night Games. Yeah, good to see you, man. Wow, that's fantastic. We've got 3 in the game. That's good enough. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. All right. You know what to say to Canadians right now? Sorry, eh? I mean, I feel that I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it. It's going to spiral out of control. Joe Swit, good to see you. Morning. I've been for Elsa for missing, Laramie. There you go. Nelson and Laramie. Got 2. Wayne says finally got snow. So Wayne is down in Georgia, just so you guys know. First time in 5 years, was rewarded with a tree falling on my son's garage. Our car is in the garage. Well, is the car in good shape? Is the garage the garage could have a cave in. Hopefully nobody got hurt. That's the key, right? Keith confirming their koozies. Sweet. Kristen, good to see you. Morning. Man, how long am I going to hold on to you Canadians? Like, are we going to... you guys going to continue to tune in? I hope things don't divide us. Oh, God. I said I wouldn't go there. Why am I going there? Because it's important. I want to, friends in Canada. Koozie is the word I would utilize to describe that device. Fantastic. Koozies. I think it's a spelling issue. Okatanoki area, southern Georgia, and happily married for a year now. Wow, married. Congratulations, my man. So, Michael, Wayne Peacock is down in your neighborhood, although I don't think Wayne is as far south. I could be wrong. He's either north of Atlanta or south of Atlanta. I don't know. He runs games at a local game store if you're in a neighborhood. Okay, that's good. Well, that's good. Yeah, and that may not change. That may change, Ryan. Just saying. Where Canadians love everyone. Hey, we're helping with the wildfires. You, Kristen? The Canadians. Yeah, go figure. Yeah, I hear you, Nelson. I hear you. Hang in there, man. Hang in there. We're all hanging in there. I think we all got to hang in there. Gaming, that's what we're here for. Gaming. We got to escape all that crap, right? That's what we do to game. That's why we game. All right. Good deal. As people trickle in, that'll be fantastic. So anybody that's just tuning in for the first time, I'm Sean. I host this craziness that is a live stream about tabletop RPGs. I used to be co-host and the person that produced and did a lot of the technical work behind Gaming and BS RPG podcast, which is out there on Spotify. You can go ahead and catch it wherever you find all great podcasts. Amongst other things, like I've been involved with live plays. We did the Hex, the next Hex here on this channel, where Harrigan in the chat and Wayne and Kevin Keneally and Phil McClory, who might show up yet, all played Forbidden Lands for quite a few sessions. There's a Delta Green live game, AP as well, and a few others that have been out there. So I shouldn't just say Gaming and BS, but on this stream I interact with the chat as extensively as I can, and talk about tabletop RPG releases, crowdfunding campaigns, bundles, things of that nature. Pretty kind of segmented show, if you will, or stream. Sometimes we deviate from, something hot comes up, we'll talk about it. But anyways, some live streams, and I say that because some live streams, people are like, oh, he's live. And then they pop into the chat and it's like 50 questions. And it's like, it can be that for sure. But there is some things that I actually cover. And then I talk about my cat sometimes because I get nailed for that every once in a while. Now I don't have, I have 2 kittens.
Oh, great. I stopped watching this guy for like 10 shows because all he would do is talk about his cat in the beginning. And I came back and he's talking about RPGs. Now he's talking about cat again.
So, anyways, my last, I kind of do the long intro on this. Typically, I don't go into a lot about who I am necessarily and all that stuff. But my last video got a good kick in the ass as far as views goes, and so I may attract some folks that haven't tuned in live before I ever even knew I did live, and are like, "Who is this guy?" I saw one video and I don't know what his live show's about, so that's why. There you go. And hair care and hair products on occasion, of course. Yeah. And what's he drinking? I'm drinking Liquid Death. Severed lime is what I'm drinking. So I used to drink vanilla Coke. That's probably why Ryan's asking. And I'm trying to kick that because I'd like to retain all my limbs as I grow older. I know I should probably do an intro video, but regardless, let's get into some RPG stuff before people like, dude, I'm bouncing out of this thing. Question of the day, which is, after doing this for a little while, is always becoming more and more interesting as I get less and less original. This week, I really open up with the question of the day, usually RPG related, with help from sometimes the chat, including Blake Ryan, submitting some bangers in the past. This one, what is the oldest role-playing game that you have played or run or both? Okay. The oldest tabletop RPG that you have played. Yeah.
But isn't like GMing is still playing though?
Well, that's true. It is, but nonetheless, slice it any way you want it. Oldest role-playing game that you've ever played or run. Morning, William. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Laramie, out of the gates. OD&D. Or OD. OD&D, original D&D. I'll probably have to decipher a bunch of acronyms today. See what happens. Sean really needs to focus on that segment of 30 to 40% of role players who have enough hair to actually use product. Well, when I drop my persona, right, your avatar for your, it's done in marketing, right? Like, who are you marketing to? Who is that person? What, what's their demographic? Da, 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 da. I will say male, no question. I think I mentioned this last week. Sausage Fest in the chat every week. But, and I've got probably the age, I got the male demographic, but the hair thing, I don't know, maybe not. So Michael Drescher, BX Holmes. Oh, Holmes. There you go. White Box. Moldve. Good to see you, Victor. Moldve. Second edition D&D Ryan West Gamma World. 4th edition. Wait a minute. Didn't Gamma World 4th edition come out during the 3.5 era or 4th edition era? 4th edition D&D era? That's a pretty big gap. D&D 2nd edition and Gamma World 4th, right? Not an invalid answer by any means, but Harrigan, AD&D, though I suppose variants of OD&D as well. Well, so here's the rub, right, Harrigan? If you say variants of OD&D, those variants are probably relatively newer. There wasn't a lot of OD&D variants until what? 2000? I don't know. I'm throwing out a year. I don't know. Oldest played AD&D. There's not too many that can top it. If you said Braunstein, maybe. Because that might be the oldest modern, right?
Well, there was one that was created during the Middle Ages that was been passed down century after century. And I played that at GaryCon in 1993.
Blake says Rollmaster First Edition ran lots of PC deaths from limb injuries. Kristen, Second Edition D&D, though I've played some OSE, so I don't know if that counts. I'm gonna say no on OSE, because the OSE, like when you just referencing OSE, that is Gavin Norman's, right? OSE refactored. Not even really I guess it is refactored. Nah, is it refactored? Like, what is it? 3D6 down the line gave it a term that I found interesting. But because we're referencing OSE and not BX, although it is, does that make sense? Like, I don't consider OSE old. Keith Mulvey Cook D&D. Chill. Ooh. Hey, man, why hostile, man? All right, I'll relax. Jeez. Mr. White, AD&D. Roger, good to see you. Original D&D, unless you count Chainmail as an RPG. Yeah, I don't know. I guess, maybe. I will give you credit for Chainmail.
Well, if you're going to give credit to Chainmail, then you're probably going to give credit to, I don't know, Napoleonic war games.
Like, I don't know. I see it starts to blur there. Wayne says AD&D was my first chronologically. I played Empire of the Petal Throne in the 80s. Okay. Todd says for a one-shot, a homebrew version of D&D First Edition, apparently hacking in bits and pieces of all the different versions out there for campaigns, AD&D Second Edition, and every campaign they made. Orcus says probably Empire of the Petal Throne. Is it really? Well, I guess it's like, case in point, I played Blackmore, right? I have not, but I'm just saying, Blackmore, right? Did that predate D&D? Yeah, I think it did. Did it? I don't know. It starts to get fuzzy back in those years. Drew, good to see you. Drew, thanks for joining. Star Frontiers or Star Frontier. Mom wouldn't let me play D&D during the Satanic Panic. Do you know? It's so funny. There's people out there that think we make the Satanic Panic up. I can't believe that. They're like Satanic Panic deniers. It's crazy. Yeah, well, we're glad you survived it and are playing. I played OD&D in private game at Origins a few years back. Tom Tullis, Fat Dragon Games, gifted reproductions of the original pamphlet rulebooks to everyone who played. So much fun. Nice. Played OD&D at GaryCon in the Gygax house with about 20 players. It was wild. Is it as small as it appears in some of the photos? Like, it looks like that basement is like table and then, a body width on each side. It's an old cellar too. Like old, I think it had the old walk down cellar. I've not been to the Gygax house. It's like an afternoon drive away, and I've never been there. I don't even think I've driven by it. I've been to GaryCon. Geez, I think I went to 9 GaryCons. I've never been past the Gygax house. It's like the Empire State Building, I guess. Says some New Yorkers. 4th edition was 1992. Really? Huh. I would have thought it would have been later. Well, there you go. Indeed. I mean, Jim's variant, if you put it that way, AD&D. 3rd edition D&D was 99. All right. Okay. Oh, interesting. God, I would have thought Gamma World 4th ed came out after 3rd. Strange. I don't know where my brain is. Chris says, haha, no. Mine is actually Toon. Toon. Reading 8, good to see ya. Boot Hill, Engard, Empire of the Petal Throne, and Tunnels of Trolls are the second oldest technically. Oh, I don't know. Call Cthulhu, they're celebrating 50. Right, this year. Ryan West, I played Toon, and that was 84. All right. Wayne, 4th edition, system version, GW, is 7th ed of Gamma World. Ooh, okay. Oh. Okay, I think. Nelson says, I don't remember it well, but I did play Basic Expert back in the day. I definitely remember seeing the Elmore art on the cover and in the books. So you, sir, are referring to Metzner or Beckme, right? Basic Expert Companion. Was it Mortals, Immortals? Whatever MI is, I don't remember. Roger, I've done some Braunstein games, but I don't think that counts. That and Chainmail are the catalyst for D&D proper. So I would, I guess. I would put Braunstein in there, no? Like, Wesley? Names. I thought a lot of what he was doing was pre D&D. Like he was doing some interesting stuff with Braunstein. Chess. That's a board game, Lloyd. Lloyd probably plays... What character do you play in chess, Lloyd? William Thorpe, WEG Star Wars. Nice. Star Wars 87, from what I'm seeing. I enjoyed WEG Star Wars more than Toon, D&D, and Gamma World. Star Frontier only in the RPG version of France. Elsewhere, it's just star-based dice rolling game. Gygax's house is tiny. Yeah, I can imagine. Gygax's basement is tiny. We played upstairs in the living room area, which we still filled. I imagine that's not probably much bigger. That house is probably like, if you wanted to buy it, like $400,000. Like Geneva. I don't know. Maybe it's not that much. It's so weird down there. I don't know what the property values are like, but wouldn't surprise me. Chaosium is 50, not COC. Oh, correction.
We'd like to issue a correction on behalf of Sean Stream on January 11th, 2025, when he stated that Call Cthulhu is 50 years old. It is not Call Cthulhu. It is Chaosium. Correction attributed by Orcus Dorcas RPG Shenanigans.
Here again, 81. Masters and Immortals. Thank you, Michael, for the Beckme reference. I'm catching up. I'm hanging in there. I think the oldest thing I played was a BX session with Sean Farmer and Cthulhu and Coffee Shop. I don't know if I was a part of that game. I came later, I think, Joe, but I remember what you're talking about. 75, Chaosium published White Bear and Red Moon, later renamed Dragon Pass. Says Modoc, our fact checker, amongst other fact checkers. Playing characters in chess is probably the people who say they're reincarnated all kings and queens, no pawns. So oldest one for me, I think, would have to be hands down BX? BX, probably. I don't need... Did I play OD&D? No. I don't think I've played straight OD&D. Probably BX. Yeah. Moldve BX. I think is the oldest. So there you go. That's mine. Followed by probably AD&D, then Top Secret, then somewhere in there was like Star Trek, I think might have been the oldest. The first one by FASA, first edition. Or I should say the non-deluxe, because I think they had Star Trek FASA and then the deluxe edition. I think those were, and then probably Top Secret SI in there. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think that's probably some of the oldest ones. I've played. Because if I played them, now what's kind of tricky in my brain is I may have played an older game, but it would have been like in the last 10 years. So, because I could go through, you can kind of go through your childhood if you started out as a young lad or lass. It's easy. Like, oh, my first game was AD&D, so I had to be the oldest. Well, no, not necessarily. You could have played BX, 10 years later, and it would be the oldest game. Oh God, chess could be RPG. There's a YouTuber called Deficient Master that's posting his AP running his players through Monopoly. I haven't watched it, but he's got great editing skills. That is interesting. The reason that is really interesting is I don't know if I ever told this story. I'll get some of the RPG stuff, but this is still RPG related. I don't know if I ever shared this with you guys. So I got a call from Alex Hammer. If you don't know who Alex is, he is the person. He's kind of the head person of the gang that runs GameholeCon in Madison, gaming convention. He's also a big, huge collector of RPG stuff, specifically TSR, 80s, first edition AD&D, and basic modules. He has every single one that's ever been released, 2 copies in shrink, right? So he's that guy, and he runs in the collector circle. Anyways, that's who Alex is, and he called me up one day and said, "Hey, would you be interested in playing in a game? Like Frank Metzner's going to play or run a game, and we need some players. Are you interested?" I said, "Sure," and went over there, I don't know, some Saturday afternoon and played at the game hole. And Frank, I don't remember the system. I've played a game with Frank before at GaryCon. One of my first founder games that I've played in. And I thought it was like Redbox. And then when I sat down, it was like there were elements of Redbox, elements of AD&D, and it was just kind of Frank running his own fantasy RPG that was loosely based on some form of D&D, which was fine, right? It was kind of a novel. Anyways, same situation with this game. Sat down, character sheet was all kind of like, if you've ever played in one of these guys' games, they don't give you a character sheet. They just like type it out in a word processor, and it's like 2 columns, and it's just like, boom, that's it. No formatting, no, like they're consistent, but it's like, I'm like, okay, great, fine. And he started talking about, he would start describing the scene that we were in, like the encounter and the environment. And we'd go through a door, and then it would lock behind us, and then we couldn't go back through the other door. And we'd be, okay, well, we can't go back through the door. It's locked behind us. And he would describe something, and we were like, he'd say, well, it's like 1920s, and there's a train station, and da-da-da-da-da. And he would describe all this. And then on one scene, we'd go through that, and then there'd be like another door. There would be some other encounter, and then there'd be another door we'd go through. And then that room would open up, and it would be like 2 people sitting at like a fountain or somewhere on a bench playing Go, the game, like the board game. And I think when he described it, he didn't even say Go. He would say like it's a board, and I don't even know what Go. I have never played Go before. I know of the game, but I don't like. So he would describe what they were playing, and I'm like, very perplexing. Like it was just weird descriptions. And it wasn't until like we were about to wrap where we're like, okay. And then Frank would divulge like, I was running you through Monopoly. You were player characters in the Monopoly world. Now, we didn't know that going in. So it was So imagine every square on the board of Monopoly and somebody trying to explain to you. And Frank was running this as a play test because he was going to run it at a con. I can't remember if it was going to be in the UK or the East Coast. It for me, I was completely lost, and probably one of those games where it was like, chalk up to an experience that was like, anyways. So I just wanted to share that because Nelson's comment about having somebody running an AP through the Monopoly board game, just, I wonder if they got that from, I don't know if they got that from Frank. That's not necessarily, I mean, that reach isn't high there, but just all the gaming experience Sean's has ever had, that ranks at the top of not the greatest list. The list of not the greatest. I can't even remember what the name of the game was that he was going to title it, or the name of the event. Hey, anyways, we got a pretty good full capacity at folks. If you do me a favor, I ask for likes and subscribes because I hey, what can I say? It's the thing you do on YouTube. But in all sincerity, when I stream, YouTube wants me to monetize. Like the default setting is monetization is on during the live stream, which means they would inject ads during the live stream. I don't turn that on. Okay, so I do this because I don't want you guys to like tune into a live stream and then get hit with an ad right away like you do on Twitch, and then somewhere in the mid there's another ad. Like, no. So just so you know that, and I point that out because, I mean, that's worth a like, right? Turning off ads for you guys. Because I'm probably turning away like millions of dollars by doing that. Just saying. Michael Gurley, good to see you. AD&D is older than BX. It is? Oh, okay. See, I don't get all my years right. Back in those days, they all blur together. I take your word for it, Roger. I hope so, because I'm right. You are right now that I think about it. Morning. Whoa. Morning, Eileen. All right. Flint, morning. Good to see you. Oldest game you've played or run? Maybe it doesn't count, but second edition D&D via Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 is probably mine. I haven't played any classics at the table. Oldest I've run and played is D&D First Ed. AD&D? D&D. AD&D is 1E? Too funny. Sounds like a funhouse dungeon. Yeah, it was, I guess, like it was a house dungeon. I don't know about the fun part. That approach can be so hit or miss, but works like a charm when it hits. Very much like when you have time travel and the GM is trying to describe something your character wouldn't know. All right, see you, Todd. Thanks for stopping by. It's a Tangle, Sean. In 1977, there were 3 versions of the game being actively published. Yeah, I mean, it is the timelines of D&D and RPGs is not completely lost on me. I've got, I've read my books and stuff, but it always does become a little fuzzy, like on occasion. So no problem pointing things out. I appreciate it. That's what you guys are here for. Keep me in line. Keep me in check. All right. Thanks so much for that stuff. Let's get into that is really odd. That's print news? No. Oh, I guess it is. Okay. Here we go. That's what I wanted. Should we get into print news? What's going on? Or just RPG news? We'll do RPG news. If I can just find the button that I usually just have to hit. All right. No. Well, we could do this, I think. Let's see if this shows up. Yeah, it shows up. That's not what I want. Privacy in your pocket. Okay. Desanction. Who plays Desanction? Who has played Desanction? So apparently, this kind of sounds intriguing to me. I haven't played Desanction, but over on the Desanction site, this is, he's gonna do a new version or an update. Is that what it was? I was reading it and I'm like, now it's lost on me. So, yeah. You could expect, okay. He wants to include more references to the Fae and folklore in my core rules, the adventures, and the varied illustration various varied illustrations that will pepper the pages. I'm progressing with a commission for a brand new illustration on the front cover. Yada, yada, yada. You could expect greater detail and plot hooks around creatures included in the bestiary, whether or not they're Fae, with more consideration of all factions. So, coming up with, it's called the Monad. Am I saying that right? Monad Edition. Monad Edition will give you everything you need to play the Desanction in a smashing new red fabric bound hardcover with a black Monad motif. You have the softcover, you will have more adventures, setting material, and the detail while still having an essential reference point at the table. So there you go. It's coming out. I don't know when. When's it releasing? I don't think it says. Anyways. Have not played yet. Is cool. Own, read, not played. Cool game. I have it. It's fun, and Paul is a great guy. Very cool. I've heard it mentioned, don't know much about it. Yeah. Oh, and I should probably put these in the chat. So if you, and of course the chat's at the bottom and where my toolbar is, and then I launch all kinds of apps. Good times. Good times. And I know of the desanction. I just have not delved into it. Pookie's got a review up there. I know who Pookie is. The Desanction's a fantastical little offering of desperate horror and occult investigative role-playing in a different age, but one with which we will be familiar from our fascination with the period. I think Pookie was here like last week or the week before, right? Anyways, so there you go, Desanction. Let's see, next thing. Chaosium's 50th anniversary. Just saying, hey, we're 50 years old this year. And they're going to be doing some interesting stuff. I think I have, I don't know if this is, I think I can bring this up. I don't know if this has got to be on their website somewhere, but let me see if I can pull it up on their website. So here it is. So because of the big hoop-de-doo for their 50th anniversary, I did not apply to this for BSRCon, just saying. Wouldn't that be cool? $500. Apply for a 2025 Chaosium 50th Anniversary Convention Support Pack. $500 worth of Chaosium products for your convention, completely free of charge. You have to apply. So it's not Harrigan Con happening in 2 weeks in his house with a group of 6 friends. I'm sure. So, but that's pretty cool. I wonder how many they will give out. I mean, Gen Con's a no-brainer. I imagine Gamehole Con, Origins, PAX, Unplugged, probably some local decent-sized ones. We'll capitalize on this. I mean, how much product is $500? I mean, how far can that possibly go? 10 rulebooks? I'm just kidding. I don't want to sell them short. They didn't have to do it. Here, pick one of these. That was cool. I wanted to throw that out there. So if you are a con organizer, setting up Harrigan Con now, harrigancon.com. Make sure that domain's available first. I think that's all I had for the RPG news, which news mileage may vary. My favorite RPG basic, your basic guy. Hi, Lloyd. CheapCon, there you go. Better, you guys are like right around the corner. You better apply quickly. Make haste, my dude. Let's get into bundles. Bundles. Whoosh. Bundles. So,
Sean, didn't you do this already?
No. Not on Humble Bundle. Bundle holding was probably a month ago. So this is on Humble Bundle. Knights, Black Agents, Dracula Dossier, like $25 threshold, and you get all this stuff. It's a no-brainer if you are if you're good with PDFs. This is the thing to get if you want to get into Knights, Black Agents. Just saying. So if you missed the one on Bundle of Holding, then here you go. You got a second go at life to get NBA. I don't have a lot of this. I have NBA, I have the Dracula Dossier stuff, but I don't have cuttings and new editions. I have Double Tap. I don't have the Persephone Extraction. I don't have that. I don't think I have the Zalzani Quartet. I can pronounce all these words. Mind Control I don't have. There's a couple titles in here I don't have. But I don't know if they're worth getting the whole bundle for. But anyways, good stuff. Check it out. Check it out. Next. Then we're just going to go down the bundle of holding stuff because there's a few there. Hardwired Island, the complete science fiction role-playing game line from Weird Age. You guys ever played this or seen it? This is new to me. I have not had this come across my table before. A retro future post-cyberpunk tabletop role-playing game from Weird Age Games inspired by 90s anime. Set in an alternate 2020 in Grand Cross, an O'Neill cylinder space colony orbiting Earth. Hardwired Island is about marginalized people using technology to try to change the status quo. It's us against the man. So there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books. 6, 5. Retail value $64. You can get it for like $13. Morning, Jim. Good to see you. Thanks for sneaking in. Own, have not read. Shameful. There's also bundles, a bundle in the oven, bundle up, and bundles and burrows. So if you miss this one, there you go. Orcus, don't use that. Don't use that one again. It's not. Take it out. Don't use it. Okay. All right. What else we got? Going down the list, the bundle of holding. Next one, 50 Dungeons. I thought I went over this because I thought it was like released around the first of the year, but I didn't probably cover it for whatever reason. This is got so some of these, if you see this live, great. If you don't, they may be gone by the time you see this as a recording. 50 Dungeons by Dungeon Crawl Classics. So lots of Goodman Games stuff. I've known a few people on the Discord, I think, got in on this. I mean, it's 50. That's a crazy amount of scenarios. For like $20, you get all 29 titles. How does that equate? So I think it is, okay, for about $20 US, you get all 29 titles in this revised offers low level collection, which is retailed at like $250, including, wow, let's see, 220 adventure compilations. The adventure begins and the adventure continues, plus 10 scenarios for first level characters, 13 adventures for levels 3 to 6, and 4 play aids to include dungeon geomorphs, interludes, the DM screen, and treasure maps. And if you pay more than $42, you also get Revival's entire high level collection with 29 more titles. That's where we're getting into the 50. Worth an additional $318, including the 6 scenario saga of the Dragon Cult, 8 adventures for levels 7 to 9, 11 high level epics for levels 10 to 21, and the complete 700-page Castle White Rock campaign supplement. Woo! It's a lot. It's a lot. Who got in on this? I have not gotten on this. I don't know. It's, to me, I'm never going to get to any of them. Shambot, morning. Jason 96, morning. Aria, you getting in on this? You should. It's a steal. It's just a lot, man. A lot. Castle White Rock itself, a 15-level dungeon that takes months to explore, 761 pages. If you were to buy it in dead tree form, it'd be $62. I'm imagining it's 62. Maybe that's just a PDF. Who knows? But anyways, there's a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, man. 41K. So yeah, there. Hey, next one. One of the bigger selling RPGs on drive-thru, apparently, Fabula Ultima. Japanese style console RPGs meet tabletop role-playing games. So for $15, you can get Fabula, the RPG, 2 Fabula Ultima atlases, and then the GM toolkit. So if you like Fabula Ultima, this is a good deal. Not my jam, but I know there's a few on the Discord that appreciate it. And, what kind of bundle when we talk about bundles, I mean, you got to include Traveler. It seems like there's a Traveler bundle every month. Traveler Sectors. So if you really want to delve into Traveler, now and then the last couple months would be a good time. So, published for the 2020 Mongoose Traveler 2nd Edition. These supplements provide Getzir of Third Imperium Galactic Empire that can enrich any Traveler campaign. So $18. And then if you get up to 42, there's more. This goes towards the Indiana Jones Emerging Designer effort. So there are quite a few books here. Raised $69,000. Booyah. Real talk, that Fabula deal is an actual steal, Lloyd says. Also, you should play it. It's solid. I'm not a big anime guy, Lloyd, but I will take your take your judgment. Another one for Traveler, 2024 update, companion, small craft, robot handbook, and more. $18. Get you 1, 2, 3, 4 books. And then if you kick in, what's the next level thingy? I don't think this one has one. I think it's just straight $18 and you get all the stuff that's in here. More Traveler. I've heard good things about Mongoose's Traveler. Goes to Deanna Jones. Sean, it's Diana. Well, not if it's coming from Indiana Jones. Just saying. Zine lovers. Not Zine. Okay. So there you go. So you get those 2 bundles. It's like $36. Or if you, what is it? The 42 plus this one, plus the 18, $60. You're like golden. It probably has all the supplements and not the core book. So there you go. I don't know. I didn't look closely at it. Dude, they must have just a butt ton of stuff for that game. Like, seriously. Oh, man. Oh, man. Let's see. I got that one. Last bundle. Chthonstone. Enemies. This one escapes me. Like, was not aware of these products. Essential Enemies bundle presents dozen of bizarre monsters and artifacts from Chthonstone games for OSE and other old school tabletop fantasy role playing games, all designed by Johnstone Metzger, known for The Nightmares Underneath. $18. You get the Enemies collection. That's it. I shouldn't say that's it. That is what the bundle is. There's no additional like upsell for more. So there you go. Anybody know much about these? Where's my reviewers? Where's Dorcas? Dorcas? Bundle holding is like having a library across the street, but I'll never read all the books. But I'll try. There you go. Brother, I'm not a big aliens eat my face off guy, but I can still enjoy Mothership. Lloyd, he's trying to convince me. Hey, buddy, I would play it. I mean, I guess it's not on the top of my list. Jim says I like Traveler. Do you like the Mongoose version? Oh no, not that one. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the original. I own the Anime 5e, but have not played it yet. All right. What's the deal with the updates? I don't know. Mongoose Traveler, much harder to die in character creation. Feature or bug? It's a metric butt ton, Sean. It is a metric butt ton. And that is getting close to an epic shit ton. I don't really keep up with all the stuff Mongoose publishes. Updated are just the new versions of the books. There you go, Victor, addressing Wayne. Thanks, Victor. Maybe they finally added an index. Oh, hey-oh, shots fired. I bought them, Ryan says. I know nothing of these. The core books update 2024 is just the 2024 version of the core book. The update naming is confusing. What? Naming schemes of role-playing games confusing? Get out of town. Get out of here. You yoke. All right. Should we get to print news? Whoosh. The dynamic anticipation. Print news, Ian World. Links in the chat for most of these. Otherwise, thanks to all the websites that put this together so I can just mooch off of them every week. Hey, drive traffic. Go over to Ian World. Click on all their ads. Do them a favor. Come on. RPG print news. Again, disclaimer. Some of these may have been covered while they were crowdfunding, and now they are available to the public, ideally. First one, this is Free Trader Beowulf. Ooh, Mongoose Publishing, $60. A history of Traveler from the first box set in 1977 to the current version. Traveler wasn't the first science RPG, but through its unique design and through the evolving development of charted space, it has become the longest-running science fiction RPG. The Imperium was shattered outside Help was brought in for the second edition. The base system was jettisoned for one version of the game. The game company faced bankruptcy. This book covers those challenges and more, covering 7 editions, 3 publishers, and various licenses. So kind of a history of the Traveler, which is cool. Well, it says right there, hey, son, it's a system history of Traveler. For every Traveler lover. Jim. God's Law, Delta Green. A publisher after my own heart. I don't have that yet. I think there's a few I'm missing. I gotta get the God's Law scenario for Delta Green. There you go. Again, I'm always hesitant because they're gonna put him in a compilation at some point. So I don't know. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't get it. Maybe I'll get it. I don't know. 500-year-old vampire system. 1,000-year-old vampire. Thousand Eyes of Thaumagoraga, the Vanishing Isles of the Summer King, and the Oblation Slab of the Hepatomancer. Because, Hyperborea. Astonishing System. Astonishing Swordsman, Sorcerer, Hyperborea. So for Hyperborea lovers, there you go. Can you get the Hyperborea book still in print? That is the ultimate question. I know that used to be an issue. Each one $35, $35, and $20 US, respectively. There you go. The Long Road Home by Plain Sailing Games, a unique role-playing story game. $25. PCs are heroes on their way home after finishing their quest. Oh, I came across this, reminiscing about the adventures they had along the way and wondering whether the ideals they loved would be waiting for them at their homecoming. The group chooses a genre and creates the realm and the great enemy of their quest. The game takes place in flashbacks to remember the story of the quest, the highs, lows, triumphs, and tragedies. Ordinary playing cards are used to prompt the emotions to roleplay in a scene. I don't know. I'd probably run that as a con game. Not to be mistaken for con game as to con somebody out of money game. False Flag Rainmaker by Leyline Press. Salvage Union. The Salvage Union game. PCs navigate a region in the midst of a battle for supremacy in False Flag, an inky black void known as the Vomea. The Vomea event heralds the emergence of an intelligent, otherworldly nanite hive entity. Sounds like a bad dude. That's one bad dude. Throne of Everest. Soul Muppet Publishing. System best left buried. Hardcover supplement. Setting book and procedural generation toolbox to generate the citizens, victims, regions, and reprehensible rulers of the Grand Duchy of Kalmin, a nation struggling to reclaim its dominion over the known world. There you go, print news. Any of them stick out to you guys? Did they fix the spine on... Wait, where are you going? Hey, wait, come here. Where'd it go? Did they fix the spine on this? I don't know. Who says he's been eyeballing it? The Traveler one? It says Beowulf on the spine. They misprint it? Wayne says they have your heart in a bell jar on a dusty shelf, Sean. They do. I thought Traveler was the first sci-fi RPG, but apparently Metamorphosis Alpha came out a year before it. Yeah, but nobody... Hey, history is written by the winners, okay, Jim? And I don't know about you, but... Books are still available for Hyperborea. Oh, they even had some leather editions left last I saw. Oh, there you go. Oh, thanks for the tip, Roger. I don't have that. I don't have Hyperborea. I've played it once. technically true, but Traveler was a more complete representation of the classic science fiction genre than MA. I believe it deserves the title. I wish someone would fix my spine. Okay. All right. There you go. Victor's feeling needs an adjustment. Too funny. All right. Let's see. Where are we going to go? Let's go to crowdfunding. Crowdfunding. My main game is switching to Hyperborea in a few weeks. From what? I think you told me, Roger, but where are you going from to Hyperborea? I think you mentioned either on last stream or one of the comments on one of the videos. Hyperborea. From Basic Fantasy says. Well, that's not. Why is that not showing up? Uh-oh. Oh, no. There it is. Oh, whoa, interesting. Huh. During the intro scene, I don't have the pop-ups. Okay. Interesting. Hey, well, Godspeed. Hope that transition works out well. All right. Next up. Crowdfunding news. So, Ian World posts, these are crowdfunding campaigns that are ending January 16th to the 22nd, 2025. This is not an all-inclusive list. There's plenty of them out there. Go and check them out at your leisure. Otherwise, here's some of the ones that they're highlighting. Ace of Spades. Oh, no. And don't forget the Joker! You win some, you lose some. It's all the same to me. Yeah, if you didn't think that was coming, come on. A D&D drop-in casino. Sourcebook, 5th edition, funded because, why wouldn't it be? Dude, I'm going to put out a supplement for 5e. I'm going to do it. Oh, two wrong letters in that name, Joe. It's okay. It's all right, though. Audiobook for Deadlands Savage Worlds. Look at that. Audiobooks 2025, year of the audiobook for RPGs. It's all right. It's all right, Joe. There are not too many people called Lemmy. Interesting. $23 for the audiobook for Deadlands. Has me curious. Although I'm kind of I mean, you have to do you have to crowdfund it? I don't know. Cuz I don't know. I guess I could just read it to myself and record it and then just listen to it. I'm a little perplexed on that one. Anyway, but I like audiobooks. I applaud Chad for not jumping on Joe. Right? Right, for sure. I was waiting for everybody to be like, whoa. That's why I wanted to correct him right away before everybody jumped on him. All good, Joe. We Dig Giant Robots. A rockin' mecha one-shot RPG from Friendly Neighborhood Game. An original system inspired by Mike Pondsmith's amazing Teenagers from Outer Space. And Ryo Kamiya's Made RPG. Interesting. Oh, I forgot. Deadlands, is that thing funded? That's over on BackerKit. Is that thing funded yet? I bet you it is. It's got to be Savage Worlds. It's got to be... What is this? What is this pinnacle? So, audiobook of Deadlands for Savage RPGs. Is this being put out by World's Largest RPGs? Anyways, the goal is $10. It's funded at $2,400. $10 goal. Come on. You're going to do it anyway. We'll just throw it up there and see what happens for pre-orders. All right, whatever. Okay. Dig Giant Robots. It is funded. Cowboys and Mutants. Dystopian Dawn. Cowboys and Mutants from Fractured Brain Studios. It's on backer kit. Dystopian Dawn. I've not heard of Dystopian Dawn. That doesn't mean anything. I don't hear of a lot of things. 100-page Dystopian Dawn sourcebook of Old West post-apocalypse adventures. Dystopian Dawn Cowboys and Mutants expands on the core game with new setting details, creatures, one-shot, campaign-length adventures, and magic. This setting appears to take inspiration from fantasy westerns and properties such as Fallout, Deadlands, and Mutant Crawl classics to create an alien wasteland that's ready for your game table. Funded or not funded? On backer kit. It's funded. 1,600 bones. All right, simple system, funded in 2 hours. What? That's crazy. Oh, I don't know if I'll get into this. I have something like chuckle because of the 2 hours thing. I'll share it. Hopefully I won't forget. It's the simple system from Mr. Tarask on the backer kit. €5 for the PDF of the rules, core rulebook. Hey, the idea behind this project is in the title, a simpler TTRPG system. There you go. You get what you pay for. The rules offer a simulation light TTRPG experience. Character sheet explains how you derive each stat in clear, efficient text. All right, there you go. It's probably funded. It is. Congratulations. Moving on. Renegade Realms Raven's Reach 5e or OSR compatible from Bart Winitz. RPG accessory. Euros. €2 for the PDF of the map. It's an expandable hex map for any fantasy tabletop RPG with 6 adventure sites complete with NPCs and inspiration for your fantasy campaign. All right. There you go. And that's funded. What I was going to mention when I laughed about that funded in 2 hours is on Blue Sky, Cobalt Press posted the latest crowdfunding campaign, like funded onto stretch goals. And I'm like, oh, interesting. So I clicked on the link. And it wasn't funded. I'm like, what? And they immediately deleted the update on Blue Sky. So I caught them with their pants down, so to speak. And then I was sitting there and it was like, I think their minimum was like 75K or something like that. And they were sitting at like, when they posted it was like at 72. So I'm thinking, well, it'll probably get there in the next 10 minutes. So I'm sitting there hitting refresh. Sure enough, boop, 75K funded. So then, and the thing is I took a snapshot of the original update. And I'm like, oh, you guys are too hilarious. And I said, now you could post it. Congratulations. And then they ignored me. And then they came back and acknowledged it. So I thought it was hilarious. Like, dude, what are you looking at? Did somebody literally like kick in $5,000 and then like pull it? Anyways, too funny. Cobalt Press, good sports. Don't take things too seriously. Anyways. Mythical Footwear for Fantastic Journeys, a 5e supplement by Sean. Yeah, right. I wish. Hey, Phil. Good to see you. Morning. How are you? Thanks for joining. Got to run. See you, Eileen. Thanks for bopping in. Have a great weekend. See ya. That's a big acronym for a simple system. I recently backed White Box Cyclopedia up to 30K with set 27 days to go. Oh, yeah. That's James Spawn's stuff, right? The Spawninator. Yeah, that would fun. James has done good work over the years. Might not get everybody. A lot of people have all the white box stuff they need, but still, he'll put it out. It'll be a good product. I got the deluxe side one for FOMO. Yeah, those are hard to turn down. The crowdfunding only limited edition, never going to be reprinted ever again. What? I mean, the question is, Roger, did you get the deluxe signed and then the non-deluxe? Saturday morning game prep for this week's campaign. Nice. What are you running? So BSR cons next week. I have to check my schedule. I may have a game scheduled during the normal stream time. I don't think I do because I usually don't get up. Wow, let's take a look, shall we? I guess I could just check. Come on, man. Jeez, whenever a freaking so the thing is I don't know if I will be here to stream next week. But if you're subscribed and you got the bell on, you will know. So I have on Saturday, I'm available. So I should be able to make it. I don't think I'll do all my prep and I should be fine. So I should be able to stream here next week as per normal. I don't expect everybody here to show up because you guys may be prepping games for the con, so I totally get it. So no problem. But I will be here next week. BSR Con, kind of low-key con. For those of you that are not in the know, BSR from Gaming and BS is kind of what we called our community members, and we kind of wanted everybody to, like, there's a lot of game masters that they have home groups, but their home groups are kind of solidified in a particular game, and they wanted to branch out and try new games, and they listen to the podcast, and we got to know each other a little bit, and then people were starting to offer games like, I really like this game, and people were like, I really want to try that game. So we tried to coordinate individuals in order to, like, the four folks I'm playing with, I wanted to play Forbidden Lands, and I wanted to run it, and we had a sheet, and I saw like 4 players that wanted to play that game, so I just picked them off, and now it's like, God, how long have we been doing this? 2 or 3 years? Wayne Harrigan? But the problem was scheduling. Like, yeah, let's do it. Oh, I can only get 1 player to, like, align with my schedule, and the other 2 can't, and it's probably going to take more than 1 shot. Who knows if we only play like a couple hours? So BSR Con was established to say, okay, let's just all set aside 1 weekend. We'll offer up some games that we love to run and people want to play. So it's not like a public, I know Keith promoted it, and that's fine. Keith, I appreciate it. And I used to promote it a lot more, but not looking to have it grow to like astronomical numbers. I'm not looking for growth. I donate half of what I make to make what I make. Half of the proceeds goes to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. I write a check to them right after the con and donate whatever it is. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we get since the first one, the numbers have kind of gone down, which is fine. It's not a big deal. People are playing more face-to-face than online and virtual. Totally get it. But it's really, I'm like the 4th one, I did the least amount of promotion. I didn't list it publicly on tabletop events just because of the kind of going to the roots of, the community playing games amongst each other. And if you see this today and you're in the chat, great. I think there's a few games that are still available, but they don't there's a lot that are full, like a real lot. There's a few that are out there. Let me see, system, rule set, Savage Worlds, Harnmaster, more Savage Worlds, Modifius 2D20, Dread. I don't know how that's going to work. I'm still interested in seeing how that's going to work. Some Savage Worlds, Delta Green. There's one I'm playing in that game. Buckle up, Buttercup. Modern Horror 2E. There's Sway, Twilight 2004 edition. Year Zero Engine, I think a knockoff. Project Psyche is what it's called. Savage Worlds has the biggest, like the most openings. But I think that's because Carl Rodriguez is like running like 4 Savage Worlds games. Otherwise, there's been years where we've literally had 50 games and there might be duplicates of like 3 or 4. That's it. So it's all over the place. So, which is awesome. And I'm like showing you guys the screen. You can't even see it. So here you go. Cost $5 all inclusive. But there you go. There you go. And then Outcast Silver Raiders is going to be kicking off after the con with my own group. That's what I'm going to be playing, as well as Coriolis. So 2 games. I was supposed to play Castles and Crusades today, but the Game Master is feeling under the weather, so we're postponing that to the 25th. But that's my gaming, like that's the gaming status of me, Sean, for 2025 so far. Love listening to streams. Feels like they like study hall back in school. There you go. Well, good. I hope I see you again. D20 Light Game System Playtesting. Very cool. Yeah, I should probably... I got to prep too. I'm playing in a game during the normal stream time. No worries. If you can't live stream your game, maybe. Dude, I can't stream... And I would, but I can't stream Alice is Missing. I know a couple of people have done it and tried it. I'm like, Roger says, I'll be at Page next week, and so I'll be at the flea market Saturday a.m. Oh, it's all good. Yeah, well, I'll be here again the following week. I'll be on for a bit. First game is Outgunned by Marco at 10. Turn it up to 11 on that one, Jim. Cheap Con is still invite only. All the money it's made is still in the same gallon Ziploc. You can do Dread. They are online versions of Jenga. Oh, interesting. I delayed the beginning of my Music from a Darkened Room game until next week. I need more prep time. Oh, it's such a good scenario. There he is, Phil, out of nowhere. The enemy. There's one of the enemy right there. What's up, Phil? This guy's psyched. Also playing face-to-face on the 25th. Runes of Sumbarum. Very good. All right. Not too shabby on time today. Appreciate everybody who's tuned in. Thank you so much. I want to, give these folks a special shout out for supporting me each and every month with a few shekels, either directly here on YouTube or via Patreon. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you for showing up today. It was a good crowd. I appreciate it. 2025 is going to be a great year. Great year. Great year. Best year. It's going to be awesome. Yay. Go. I remain optimistic. Gaming. It's times like these we need gaming even more. Like if you're thinking about like if life's got you in a funk, totally get it. But man, try to get to the table. Don't get sucked in to all the drama and the garbage and all that other stuff. It's probably good to be aware of what's going on, but man, if you find yourself like unable to pry yourself out of social media, the cesspool that it is, like take a break. Even if it's for like if your routine is getting up in the morning and checking stuff and then like throughout the day, block it off for like 4 hours. Just get away from this stuff. It's terrible. It's bad for your brain. So, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and much appreciated. But thank you so much for showing up. I really do appreciate it. Each and every one of you, each and every week. I know you could be doing something better or more exciting or interesting or whatever, but you choose to be here, and that is not something I take for granted. I take you for granted in other ways. Okay, I'll let you guys go. Go play some role playing games. And frankly, if you are getting a little burned out, take a little time to yourself. It's all right. Hang out with people you appreciate. Don't hang around with the vampires if they're out there, the emotional vampires. You know, and remember, be a positive force in the tabletop RPG hobby. And I'll check you on the next one. Thanks. See ya.